أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وإن كنتم على سفر ولم تجدوا كاتبا فرهان مقبوضة فإن أمن بعضكم بعضا فليؤدي الذي اؤتمن أمانته وليتق الله ربه ولا تكتموا الشهادة ومن يكتمها فإنه آثم قلبه والله بما تعملون عليم لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وإن تخفوا ما في أنفسكم أو تخفوه يحاسبكم به الله لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وإن تبدوا ما في أنفسكم أو تخفوه يحاسبكم به الله فيغفر لمن يشاء ويعذب من يشاء والله على كل شيء قدير آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا وسعها لها ما كسبت وعليها ما اكتسبت ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين
الله أكبر
الله أكبر
الله أكبر
الله أكبر
الله أكبر
الله أكبر.
Sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I just wanted to continue what Sheikh Zahid left and share with you this hadith of Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam that has very similar meanings to what he said. Where Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he told us that the Qur'an is an intercessor whose intercession is accepted, is heard. Meaning it'll and then he goes on, he said that it is a litigant, meaning somebody who will fight for you. You know how you go when you go to a court and there's a lawyer who's fighting for you or against you? So the Qur'an is it's something that litigates for you, meaning fights for you in a way that it is accepted, is trustworthy. So actually the Qur'an will argue for you the Day of Judgment, to help, of course, those who are reciting the Qur'an, implementing it in their lives, living it, and so on. And then Rasulullah, he goes on and he says, so whoever puts the Qur'an in front of them, like Sheikh Zahid was saying, follow it. Whoever make it a priority. Really believe that, yes, the Qur'an is where my honor lies. Whoever does that, the Qur'an, he said, leads you, exactly, it will lead you in this life, but ultimately it will lead you to Jannah. Whoever puts the Qur'an in front of them and really follows it, the Qur'an will lead that person to Jannah. But whoever, on the other hand, and of course in our deen, we always talk about both. What happens if you do? What happens if you don't? So if you don't put the Qur'an in front of you, throw it behind your back, says Rasulullah, that the Qur'an will drag that person into the hellfire. May Allah protect us all from that. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. And so, beloved hearts and Hamim, as you have started this journey, mashallah, of learning the Qur'an, and I say Hamim, I say to you, you've also started the journey. Let's not say that we're done. That's it. No, you just started. Think we're just starting now. You've started this journey, all of you, all of us, including all of your teachers, us, in this journey that is, we're headed toward where? Where are we headed? What's the ultimate goal? And what in Jannah? What's that ultimate final goal? Well, to please Allah in this world, but what's the ultimate goal even in Jannah? To see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. To see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the ultimate goal we're trying. If we want to get to that goal, then this better be our guide. This better be our guide. And I will remind you all, again what Sheikh Zahid said in the Qur'an, another place, Allah Azza wa Jalla tells us, قُلْ بِفَضْلِ اللَّهِ وَبِرَحْمَتِهِ فَبِذَلِكَ فَلْيَفْرَحُوا. That say then with the bounty of Allah Azza wa Jal and with His mercy, that is what they should be happy with. Because that's better than all the other people, what they're amassing, meaning what they're gathering. And so, beloved hearts, Hamim, as you go now, you will join Al-Huda school. And all of you, as you finish, you'll join the school or you will go elsewhere. You will progress in your life, go to college or whatever you will do. Just always remember one thing. In your heart, nothing should be more valuable than the Qur'an. Nothing should be more valuable than the Qur'an. Yes, you might walk around and you might see somebody walking with those branded clothes, that $300 shirt, or that $500 shoe, or that $1,000 watch, or $1,000 glasses, or that $80,000 car, or that $1 million home. Yes, you will see all of that stuff, but none of it ever in your heart should you ever feel that that's better than what you have. Because what you have in the heart, as the Qur'an, that's better. هُوَ خَيْرٌ مِمَّا يَجْمَعُونَ. That's better. What you have, that's the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jal. That's better than all the stuff that other people have. And yes, like Sheikh Zahid said, there's nothing wrong with doing well in math. There's nothing wrong with earning money. There's nothing wrong with, having good clothes or driving good. There's nothing wrong with that in and of itself. But my point is that none of that should be more valuable than the Qur'an. Priority. Right? When we list things, the Qur'an, what you have, that's the most important thing. You will be cool if you've got the Qur'an. And of course, when you say you got the Qur'an, not just that you can memorize it and just read it with no pauses or mistakes and so on, no, but you actually live it in your lives. So, Hamim, mashallah, you've come a long way. We're so proud of you. Mashallah, tabarakallah. Allah has blessed you. This is all from Allah Azza wa Jal. He blessed you with amazing parents. Mashallah, they have worked very hard for you, with you. Blessed you with amazing teachers, TAs, friends, families, institutions, that Allah used all of this as means for you to come to this place. So it's a moment for you to thank Allah Azza wa Jal. And I will share just one last thing, and please forgive me for putting somebody in the spot here, but I share this because we take inspiration from this. I mean, you should take inspiration from this. All of you should take inspiration from this. When you want to do something good, anything big, right? You plan for it, don't you? Do you or no? If you're going to go in a game, in a soccer game or whatever game, don't you have a strategy? Some sort of a strategy. You make a strategy as to how am I going to get to this? This is a good thing, how am I going to get to this? People, when they go to college, they will have this, or a high school, they'll have this strategy, okay, these are the courses I'm going to take, this is how I'm going to get this credit, this is what I'm going to do, and so on and so forth. You make a conscious plan. Agreed? Yes? Well, how about for learning the deen of Allah Azza wa Jal, for doing good things for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal? How about if we actually make a really written strategy as to what I will do, let's say for all of us, to memorize the Qur'an, I'll finish, and yes, that's the start. After that, I will do the tafsir of the Qur'an, I will study the tafsir, I'll study Arabic, I'll study the deen, how about if we make a strategy for all of this? Why do I say this? I say this again, please forgive me for the spot. Hamim's father, may Allah reward him, he actually strategized for this. And I had conversations with him. I was so inspired by him. And I say this to all of you, inshallah, you will be leaders of families. The brother, he didn't just say, let's just put him in the Hifzh school and that's it. No, he had a thought out plan. This is what I'm going to do. This is what Hamim is going to do. This is how I'm going to make sure that he memorizes the Qur'an. It didn't just happen one day, okay, let's go to the Hifzh school. I'll just do. No, it was not like that. It was thought out. Of course, he made dua. I know he did. But he really followed through a plan. So I encourage all of you, beloved hearts, as you make plans for your life in general, make sure your most important and the most solid of your plans is how will you get to Jannah? How will you get to Jannah? And it should be for us as Muslims, it should be something that we even think and constantly think about, what can I do? What opportunities can I grab to get to Jannah? All the time. Every day. All the time. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless Hamim, his family, his teachers, his friends, his classmates, his relatives, everybody who supported him. We ask Allah Azza wa Jal that He blesses this institution. I know sometimes I mess up numbers, but I believe, Hamim, you're 128. Is that correct?
I believe so.
I think so. Okay. Well, it could change. I don't know. I think it's 128. Sometimes I've messed up in numbers, but numbers don't matter. But anyways, congratulations to all of you, to your teachers. Allah will protect you all. Jazakumullahu khairan. Thank you so much for being here, for celebrating this. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.